morning. Happy Monday. This is Monday, July 26th. It's 26th day of July, the 36th episode of the Be Your Own Hero Show. HERO is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. In the context of this show, Be Your Own Hero Show, this is my journey of my effort to become my own hero. And hopefully there's something in my journey that inspires you to be your own hero. So welcome back. Shout out to New Thought Media Network for giving me the space and the opportunity to talk about my journey of becoming a hero and giving me this platform. I really appreciate it. If you are interested, please donate to the New Thought Media Network. They are doing all kinds of positive work. There are many shows on the network. Just go to ntmedia.org and you can donate under the donate tab. Okay, so this is Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. So I've got a couple stories I want to tell. One just happened as I was coming into the house. I don't know if I'm going to have time, though. It tends to work out that if I tell one story, that's about on track. So let me just hurry up and get into it so that if I have time, I can get to the next story. So Motivation Monday, this is my story first. So as you know, hopefully, I've been doing this charity run where I run at least a mile a day during the month of July. Well, I started in June, but the July portion has become a charity portion because people are donating based on my miles. Anyway, I was on track for 30 miles because I was doing exactly 1 mile a day. But then I wanted to beat my June miles, which was 62. So I started adding. So I went up to 1.5 miles a day. And then I added up and I was on track for 50. And I was like, ooh, that's not enough. So I started going heavy. I started doing 5Ks and longer runs. 5Ks is, just so you know, it's 3.1 miles. I started doing 5Ks and longer runs to add up the miles. And that worked. So the middle of July, I bulked up on my miles successfully. So that now, this last week, I can just kind of coast and do 1 mile a day. I'm going to stick to my 65 because people have been kind of a little nervous about me going over in terms of miles because they're donating per mile. So we're going to hit 65, but now I can kind of coast. And I love that I can say that I can coast and only do 1 mile a day. And that's only because I've been pushing myself so hard to do these multiple miles. And so now doing a mile doesn't feel like as much as it used to. So anyway, that said, my plan for yesterday was to run my fastest mile to date. And then I was just going to coast the rest of the week, right? So I had a whole plan. I had my metal hero shirt. See the metal down at the bottom? My metal hero shirt on. And I had my camera ready. Like I had a full plan of where I was going to run, how I was going to run. I even cheated a little bit because I went to a place to run where it's uphill at first, like the first half a mile is uphill, but then the second half mile is downhill. And so I knew that I could use the momentum to get to that fastest mile. So I did all those things, right? And then I looked at my time and I was very happy with it. I was trying to run a sub 8 mile, which means less than 8-minute mile, right? So I looked at my time. I was like, yep, I did it. I'm taking all my triumphant photos. Right? I'm feeling all the feels, all the joy, right? And I see all the achievements pop up on the app. I'm using this app called the Strava app, which was recommended to me months ago, but I just downloaded it recently when I was doing those long distance runs in the middle of the month, right? So anyway, I'm excited. I just ran my fastest mile, sub 8 mile. My goal has been accomplished. I got my post already mapped out in my mind. I ran my fastest mile, all this stuff, right? Okay. As I'm reviewing the stats, I'm like, all right, let me see exactly how fast my mile was. So I go into the stats, I see the little awards inside the app. It says, congratulations on your second fastest mile time. It's like, what? You talking about second fastest? So I had to go deep, deep, deep into the app to find out that I have already run a sub 8 mile. Been done that. And not only did I already run a sub 8 mile, I ran a sub 8 mile as part of a 5K. So it's not even like I was fresh, just getting out the car, hitting it and being done. No, in the middle of a 5K, in the middle of a 3-mile run, I ran my fastest mile, a sub 8 mile. All right, so that blew me away. And this brings us back to the lesson. I keep talking about this belief box because it keeps superimposing itself on my life. This belief box is real. So just to remind you, the belief box is my term for your box of self-imposed limitations. Those things that box you in. Your mind has boxed you in to a belief box, whether you realize it or not. And it's only when you push against what you think are your limits that you realize what your self-imposed limitations are and begin to push past them. So even for me, I've been doing the run streak for, today's my 56th day. And even before that, I was already jogging. But 56 days of running at least a mile every day, right? And even I have still had this belief box that I'm imprisoned by. I thought that my goal was to get to a sub 8 mile. That was my vision. Meanwhile, I've already done that. I've already done it. Like, my goal was set too low based on what I'm capable of. And that's what happens with all of us. We create these self-imposed limitations that have nothing to do with what we're capable of. They're arbitrary at best, but we think they're real. We think they're real. We think that we can't do any more than that. So now I'm in the position where I have to figure out a new goal. Like, my goal was a sub 8 mile, and apparently that ain't nothing to me. Been done that as part of a bigger, come on now, of a 3 mile run. So I did it tired is my point. So if I'm just running fresh, just a mile, I ought to be able to do much better than that. So I'm still in the process of exploding my walls, of breaking down the barriers of my belief box. And I invite you to do the same. But you can't do that unless you push up against the walls of your belief box. And you can't do that unless you get in momentum. You've got to do something that puts you in conflict with your self-imposed limitations. That's how you find out where they are and what they are. There is no other way to find out what your self-imposed limitations are, because they feel like fact to you. I can tell you for sure, it felt like fact to me that I was pushing for my very first sub 8 mile. And I was going to accomplish that goal no matter what. My phone is like, yeah, no, you did that already. What else you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't nothing. So there's no way to find your walls unless you push. So my invitation to you is to push. It doesn't have to be physical, but that's an easy way to find out what you're capable of. If you think, okay, I can't do this, but I'm going to try. That's a good start. I don't think I can do this, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try hard. That's how you will begin to discover where your walls are. And once you find your walls, you can crush them. So there you go. That's my story. And as I thought, I don't have time to tell that other story, but I'm going to save it because it's a good one. It was a good one. Anyway, so that's my story from yesterday about the belief box and jogging. And now I got to set a new goal. So stay tuned to figure out what the new goal is. We'll figure it out together. All right, I'm going to do a brief commercial break. I'm going to come back and talk about Hero News. Stay tuned. All right. Shout out to the people in the comments. What's up, Lass? What's up, Lenora? What's up, Ife Tunde? What's up, Wayne? Thanks for popping over. All right, so Hero News, lots to talk about. Yesterday was T's and T. I'm going to put the flyer up. You've heard us talk about this, both me and Rev Mel. This is T's and T. That's my logo right there. That's the SW. This is Project Love Strong's 3rd annual T's and T event. It's an event that serves the unhoused with T-shirts, with tea, literally sweet tea, water, Gatorade, socks, haircuts. There was so many things going on yesterday. This was my 2nd time participating. And thank you to all of you, all of my Hero Tribe. That's what we're going to call it. The Hero Tribe and the Congregation of Joy, who contributed socks and money and resources. It was well appreciated. I was a part of the Project Love Strong booth, and I gave away socks. I also handed out water and the actual tea. It was homemade by Jay White, who was the founder of Project Love Strong. And I actually did a whole podcast recapping the event. So I don't have enough time here to do the whole event. But if you want to check out my podcast, please do, and you can hear the whole recap. And there'll probably be more recaps to come. The podcast on the left, the Sekou Writes podcast, the most recent episode is a recap of yesterday's T's and T event. So please check that out. And while I have this up on the screen, the podcast on the right, Get Rich 101, is my podcast about exactly what it sounds like, getting rich. I'm reading a book by Wallace D. Wattles called The Science of Getting Rich. So check out both podcasts. They're available on all podcasting platforms, and you can hear the recap of what happened yesterday. There were so many stories. It's what I call a high density event. Like I will be remembering stories from that event for a long time to come. There's so many things that happened. There's so many things that happened. Yeah, it was really powerful. I will share one thing with you, just a little tidbit. The haircuts. There was a barber that came out and volunteered time to give people haircuts. And that was really impactful because you could see people's confidence level shift from pre-haircut to post-haircut. Just that little bit of esteem that's engendered by looking nice was really cool. And there was so much joy in terms of dancing and movement and song. I mean, just listen to the podcast. There's a lot that happened, and I will continue to talk about it. Anyway, so shout out to Project Love Strong for doing the work and allowing me to be a part of it. I greatly appreciate it. So the charity run, my charity run, it started off as a birthday run, has become a charity run. As of today, I am at 58.8 miles. Like I said, I can pretty much coast the rest of the week doing about a mile a day, just kind of coasting through. I'm excited to do that because I want to try to, my goal was to get a sub 8 mile, but now I got to push for a little harder to get something else. And for those of you who have pledged, go ahead, send your money however you're going to send your money so I can start to get that together so I can distribute that on August 1st and get it to all the 7 nonprofits that will be benefiting from it. So excited about that. So get that money together. We can get that money popping soon. Okay, so shout outs. So shout out. I've gotten a few shout outs about the suit. Appreciate it. This is all mom. This ain't me. Just one day I came home and there was a sport coat hanging on the door. So this is her. It's ivory. It's not quite white, but it looks white because I'm facing a window and it pops. So shout out to mom for the suit jacket. And Smoothie King. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. I've gotten the biggest reaction ever to the Smoothie King episode, which was on Friday. And y'all got jokes. Y'all got a lot of jokes. The one that is my favorite right now is the running joke about me drinking after workout milkshakes. That is very funny. I can't laugh about it yet. Not yet, but it's very funny. I recognize that it's funny, and eventually I'll be able to laugh at that. But not yet, though. After workout milkshakes. That's going to be funny at some point. Anyway, so it's not over. Just know that it's not over. I've been back to Smoothie King like 3-4 times since I talked about it on Friday. And every time I go in there, I'm getting more information. I'm like, which one of you is the manager? Uh-huh. And what are your hours? Mm-hmm. So it ain't over. There'll be more to say about Smoothie King soon. All right, so that's it for my show. Tune back in at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, where I'll be producing Rev Mel's show, Sit with Rev Melissa, and I might be popping in to say a couple things. So until then, keep doing. Be a hero. Be your own hero. Do your best to be your own hero. And remember that right now is better than perfect. Later.